Some journeys begin with a single chair, and nothing is ever the same again.
Episode 18. Something that's waking up slowly. Jessie arrived earlier this time. The session hadn't started yet, but she didn't avoid eye contact as she entered the room. Her navy blazer was smooth, her hair tied up, but the most noticeable thing wasn't her outfit. It was the invisible tension around her neck. Something was growing inside. Not quite a scream yet, but a stir. A sound, not loud, but rising. A Jessie inside her was starting to wake up.
Welcome, Jessie. It looks like your words arrived even before you did today.
Because something inside me doesn't want to stay quiet anymore. There were sentences stuck in my throat for years, but now, if someone asked, "How are you really?" maybe for the first time I'd say, "Not okay." And that's not weakness, it's honesty.
Honesty is the first step toward healing. Where would you like that honesty to lead today?
To my father's room, that locked room, where I looked down to avoid meeting my mother's eyes as she passed to the kitchen, where my sister played with her Barbie dolls in her room, and I looked not with envy, but with protection. What right did I have to envy her? I wasn't even there.
To be unseen is like erasing your own existence. But you were always there, Jessie, and now you're telling your story. This is the moment you're becoming visible.
Sometimes I wonder, talking about it hurts more than living it, because while living it, you freeze, but while telling it, you melt. And melting makes you remember everything.
What do you remember?
One night, there was a blackout. My mom checked outside through the kitchen window, and my father said to me, "You don't need light." A child doesn't understand what that means, but the body does, the skin does. There was something screaming in the silence, and in that moment, I buried my entire childhood. No toy, no holiday, no birthday ever felt the same after that. Even when brushing my sister's hair, the same darkness was always in me.
When Jessie's voice stopped, there was no other sound in the room. But the silence wasn't frightening anymore. It felt like a mourning, a funeral. That night, Jessie buried the child she lost years ago.
To name a memory that dark is never easy, but you turned it into words. That stops it from possessing you. Now, instead of it looking at you, you're looking at it.
But when I meet its eyes, I want to cry. Sometimes I want to scream. Why me? But screaming still feels like a crime. In that house, silence was survival. But now, I still live with the same strategy. I say okay to my boss. I'm fine to my partner. No problem to my sister. But every sentence is hollow. Because my real sentence is, I'm still in that room.
How old are you in that room?
8. I grew up in one night, but my soul stayed 8 years old. And sometimes I'm scared. What if I stay this way forever?
The soul ages according to the trauma it witnesses, Jessie. But once healing begins, that child starts walking again. And your 8-year-old self just took her first step today.
I want to hold her, tell her, it's not your job anymore. Say, I've grown up, and I can protect you now.
As Jessie said that, her voice trembled, but she was determined. For the first time, she was standing up for herself. She wanted to embrace a child who had been left alone, and now that child was within her. This time, she wouldn't leave her behind.
So, Jessie, what would you like to say to that child as you leave this room today?
It's over. You're not just a memory anymore. You're a part of me. And I'll carry you, but I won't let you get hurt again.
Jessie stayed seated a little longer at the end of this session. Her hands rested on her knees, her feet were grounded. As she left the room, she was no longer just a client. She was a woman walking alongside herself. Healing may not happen in one session. But that day, she held the hand of the 8-year-old inside her, for the very first time.
These stories are fictional, but the emotions they stir might be real. See you in the next one.